And we are back, folks, here on the Michigan Insider on the Big 1050 WTKA, online on the Big1050.com. And it is time for the Monday Morning Quarterback, brought to you by our friends at Grand Traverse Resort and Spa. No truer north than Grand Traverse Resort. And joining us here in studio, he knows all about GTR, is our good friend Devin Gardner, DG. How are you this morning, my friend?
I'm doing great. Worked out this morning at 5 o'clock with the kids before they went to school because they're so committed. And, if you start your day working out with the kids, it's always good. So I'm feeling great.
You worked out?
Of course.
So what did you do? Why
everything they did.
You did everything they did?
I do everything they do.
So what does that entail?
We usually try to squat after games, right? So after weekend of games, try to flex your legs out. So by the end of the season, while everybody else is running out of gas, you're just getting stronger, right? So we go 20 squats, a set of 20 squats, and then a set of 10 reverse lunges on the slide board as a superset. And then after that, we do a lot of shoulder stuff and a little bit of chest. We try to stay off their arms for the most part. Your legs are what you need. So
okay, so you set up these workouts?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm impressed.
Why?
I'm impressed.
Oh, because I get up there early?
I'm impressed that you set up the work. I know you can set up quarterback workouts, but you set up the.
Well, if you think about young go-getter, we don't get hurt, right? We protect our shoulders, we protect our knees, and we strong in the season. Yeah, knock on wood, obviously, but yeah, the kids, they I don't think we've had any injuries. They get injured more in workouts, fighting each other, just being tough.
Well, folks, the Monday Morning Quarterback brought to you by Grand Traverse Resort and Spa. No truer north. If you are looking for a getaway right here in the state of Michigan, you make it up to Traverse City, and it is a mecca here in the state of Michigan. 3 beautiful, picturesque golf courses. Of course, me not being a golf aficionado, but loving the maize and blue, I am partial, Mr. Weintraub, to the Wolverine. I think it's the best.
It's the best named golf course.
It's the best named golf course, but they're all beautiful, right? All picturesque. The resort itself is amazing. The hotel, the tower is amazing, but the original hotel was recently renovated. All the rooms from floor to ceiling have been fully renovated. They have shops.
The rooms are very, very nice.
Yeah, the
spacious.
All the shops that they have to shop in there, the places to eat, the sports bar, and the spa that Devin is partial to.
This is the thing with me, and you start giving this long soliloquy about it. You should start with spa and end with spa. Did I mention spa? That you should say, you should start with resort and spa, emphasis on spa. The spa's amazing, blah, 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 blah. And then go into the golf courses and all the other stuff. And then you say, and did I mention the spa? Right? It deserves it because it's lacking nothing. Your body comes out and it's just like, did I just go? Is this the hyperbolic chamber? Like, what is this? Did I eat a sensu bean? Right? For the Dragon Ball Z fans out at home, it is marvelous. So I'm gonna help Sam because he's not selling it to you the way he should. I know there's a lot of golfers out there, but there are a lot of people who aren't golfers, and everybody loves a good spa day, a good massage. Yeah. So let's start with spa, end with spa, and then everything else in between.
Yeah, Ira says the golf may well go into December. Is that right, Mr.
It's all weather dependent, Sam. So if northern Michigan weather holds on, then we can golf.
You know what's not weather dependent? The spa. I'm just telling you, baby. The spa is year round for sure. No matter what, if it's a windstorm outside, spa. Snowstorm, spa. Tornado, spa. As long as they got the word first before it started. You know what I mean?
We'll show you some pictures. We'll show you some pictures a little bit later on in the show. GrandTraverseResort.com to book your packages. Again, GrandTraverseResort.com.
And spa.
All right. Yeah. So, DG, let's get to this game. 31-12. The Wolverines were dominated by University of Texas. I started out by saying, because we're going to talk about all the things that Michigan didn't do, all the things they did wrong, all the things they need to do better, all the things that they might not be able to fix. But I think I want to start by giving the opponent credit. I thought they won in every respect. I thought they won tactically. I thought they won physically. I thought they won in every phase. So I want to give them credit.
But you weren't surprised though, right?
I wasn't surprised by
it.
it.
You couldn't have been, because I told you exactly what would happen and how it would happen, and that's why, some of the comments I made.
Well, I was surprised by their, how well that they moved up and down the field on the defense. That did surprise me.
I kind of alluded to that when I spoke to you.
Okay.
Yep. So just believe me next time. That's how you just take. So when you get surprised, your heart spike, and I want my man to be there. I want my guy. I need my guy Sam to be here. So I can't have your heart spiking, right? Because of surprise. Oh my God, what happened there? And it's just like, you could have avoided that if you just listen up.
Spike?
And there was a lot of this is a great comment. DG's a real one. He called things out about the QB spot last week and whatnot, and his fan wasn't happy, and respect DG, all those things. That was a little sentiment from a lot of fans, and maybe even Sam to some respects, as if like I'm a hater or something. Like,
I didn't say
no. I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying a little bit of Sam, but for the most part, it's like everybody had forgotten that for 3 straight years I had just called it like I saw it, and it was conducive to the success of the Wolverines, and it was all good. But the second you go and you tell the truth, still right, still same, but it's just like a truth that you don't really want to hear. Everybody starts, well, what does he know? It's like, what? Wait, I haven't been wrong one time. And I've given you the opportunity to go back and find a time when I was wrong. And it just hasn't about this, about Michigan football and honestly football in general. I told you about Jamison Williams too, didn't I? I told you last week, I said that boy was going to explode, and I'm going to have a lesser role. But go ahead.
You ain't the only one that said Jamison Williams was going to explode. But keep going.
Oh,
keep
do
going.
I have to be the only one? Well, guess what? I'm the only one that said Michigan would lose by 17.
You okay?
And it wasn't
because
I don't need to. I just want to be clear. I need apologies is what I need. You know what I mean? I'm just going to be honest. I want apologies. That's what I want. I want apologies because it was frustrating to see people. And I'm just like, wait, this is the same guy that why everybody was crying. Oh, we can't run the ball. We can't do this. Oh, our quarterback or whatever. Make sure everybody calm down. We won't lose. I didn't say this, but you could have almost said we won't lose a regular season game until 3 years later. Oh, Cade's the guy. Listen, man, I just think that there's a better option in JJ McCarthy. You know what I mean? And just being attacked, and I was cool with it. But then this just happens again. It's like for 3 straight years, you listen to these correct predictions, and this is what they should do, and then they do it, and whatever the case may be. And then the second you hear something you don't want to hear, the arrogance of Michigan from time to time in the fan base, you turn on the other side. And it's just like, well, can we just at least give it a shot, right? I mean, he's been right quite a bit. Can we at least see before we start to attack him? And it was put on display this weekend, and it's unfortunate. I hate to be right in this way. I'm just telling you. I like being right. I like being right, but I don't like being right in this way. And it was tough. I'd said it all week on Monday Morning Quarterback and in Dropping Dimes. Improvement is possible. However, playing Texas in week 2 is just it's tough, right? So I try to get everybody off that ledge to make sure, hey, just temper expectations for this game and allow them to see if they can continue to improve after. But this is going to be a tough one, man, because Texas is the perfect storm of what you don't want to face when you're trying to improve. They are a team that has a veteran quarterback. They're going to continue to improve, obviously. However, they are much further along because a lot of their guys return. And it's usually all about the quarterback, man. When you have a quarterback that's been there, that's done that, that's seen a lot, all the other pieces can figure themselves out, right? Now, I talked about our defense and how great they are. Great Texas offense, great Michigan defense. When the offense isn't producing and getting off the field quickly and you don't see real hope, it's hard to continue to play and stop them, right? And they turned in that first drive, it was kind of bend, don't break, right? They gave up some stuff, some third downs, and then they locked in, right, and stopped them and forced a field goal. But as it continues, it's like, well, are we out here alone? The offense isn't producing, right? So it's hard to stay motivated and stay focused. As much as you think that's just how you do it, right? That's how it should be. These are human beings that are out there on the field, and so they have human emotions. And even though you don't really talk to the offense and defense a lot, right? I'm just telling you, there's no quarterback on this team that can go down to the defense and say, hey, I got you. We good to go, right? To keep them, even though when the offense is not playing well, there's no quarterback that can go do that, right? So you have to stay apart the entire game. And all the defense sees is, wait, we up again? We still looking at that? What? And so they go out and you continuously, you're not only because you're playing against, they got enough to worry about with this great offense. They got enough to worry about. And now they're also worried about, well, what is the offense doing? What's going on? Right? These aren't people that they've been in a fire with when it comes to who the quarterback is, who's calling the plays. Now, Kirk Campbell was on the staff a year ago, but he's calling the plays. So these defensive players, especially the veteran ones, they're used to a certain style of offense and holding on to the ball and giving them some chance to rest. And so they don't know who these guys are in the fire. And so they're looking across like, what is dude doing? Right, wrong, or indifferent, right? They just don't know because they're in their own little bubble on the other side of the sideline, right? So what is he doing? What is the coordinator doing? What is the quarterback doing? They just assume, well, we have to be playing terrible, right? And did the Michigan offense play good? No. Were they terrible? I don't think they were terrible. They just didn't have a plan, a plan that could attack what the Texas defense was trying to do. And that happens from time to time, but it's emphasized more when everything is real new. Right? When new coordinator, new quarterback, really. It's just real new quarterback, new coordinator, new offensive line, right? The defense is frustrated. And so with them already going to be able to give up some stuff from Texas, because Texas is really, really good, now it's kind of amplified. Like, oh, you're going to give up a little bit more because you're demoralized because you have no idea what's going on down on the other side of the field.
Yeah, it was they were lucky to get off the field with no points that first
drive.
They
were. And after that happens, they're like, shoot, we in a fight.
Yeah,
we can't be worried about down there.
I think it was like a 6-minute drive. They held them to a field goal. They missed the field goal, and then the offense goes 3 and out. And they're right back on the field. Mm-hmm. So and Quinn Ewers, for as much as, you talk about, the defense, they had their share of not getting off the field when they had the opportunity to.
But in 2024, it's hard to stop really good offenses, no matter how good you are.
And I'm getting to that. They had some opportunities to get off the field. Mm-hmm. But Quinn Ewers, he showed you.
He's a difference maker.
He showed you some of the things that you saw from JJ.
Yeah, 100%.
Last year. On third down,
make it happen.
When the structure breaks down, he can step up and make some plays.
Yeah.
He can step up in the pocket, run up touchdown, get outside the pocket, make a play to move the chains. He was doing that all day long.
The one thing that was really impressive about him, and I've talked to you about it, how I have a pre-existing relationship with him from the Elite 11, and I came away thinking, I don't think he's very good. He's certainly not the best football player in America coming out of high school, right? I didn't think he should go to Ohio State early, and then I was right about that he flamed out, and knowing the inner workings and talking to people there, it was because of the youth and the inability to meet the level of expectation that comes with being the number one player in the country, right? And then there was a transformation that happened when he went to Texas, right? He cut his hair. He kind of became more of a student of the game is what it looks like to me, because whatever it was, him growing up and being in high school, he was always talented, but sloppy with footwork like a lot of high school kids are. And the inability to really read coverage was a glaring thing that I saw. And that's tough when you get to the next level. Steve Sarkisian deserves a lot of credit because he's kind of molded this kid into a baller. He is a totally different human than he was emotionally, looks like mentally, physically, he looks different. And to see him be in complete control against such a daunting defense, right, up front, all those different things, to see him in complete control, know exactly where his outlets are, right? You would see him get through his reads quickly and quickly get it to the outlet, knowing where he is and where he should be. That was so impressive because that's not the Quinn Ewers that entered college, right? And it's kind of a great example of, it doesn't matter where you start, it matters where you finish. He could go on to win the Heisman and whatever the case may be. But one thing is for certain, he is a really talented quarterback and understands his plan, understands what he needs to do. And so this is a charge kind of to everybody. Stick around, man. Don't leave so early. Don't leave so early and go to a new school is what I mean, just because it doesn't work out initially. Stick around. Now, he left Ohio State, but he was supposed to be senior in high school and classed up to go to Ohio State early. So he was supposed to still be in high school. So that year, I wouldn't even count it. But he goes to Texas, and he's there for a long time. Right now, granted, when he got there, he was the guy that, played. However, him being there for a long time and understanding the system has allowed for him to be ahead of the curve when you're going against a defense, right? You can figure things out. And then with the addition of the iPads on the sideline, where you get to see exactly what they did, not pictures, video of what happened, and you can go fix it right away. Great coaching staffs are really going to put themselves on display. right? They're going to show the whole world because the adjustments that you usually see at halftime or at the quarter or whatever the case may be are going to be in game, in quarter, next possession adjustments. And you're going to see different, almost a different, like if the offense is playing not so great and their plan wasn't good to begin with, the next drive, they could be in totally different offense, right? Just because they see what the defense is trying to do to them live, essentially. And so a lot of credit to what Quinn Ewers was able to do. But I'm telling you right now, being able to have a quarterback that you truly believe in, and the locker room could be split. I don't know who believes what. I know there are a lot of people on that football team that believes that Orji deserves a chance, right? And that's tough, right? When you got a team, contributors who some believe Orji deserves a chance, and in the media, everybody's gonna say we believe in our quarterback. We're all 100% behind him. Nobody think that, even Orji's going to, and I want to commend Orji because he was good again on Saturday as far as body language and different things like that. In support of Davis Warren, and Davis Warren has been good, right? He's been good, not arrogant, not walking around just because he's the Michigan quarterback right now, acting like he's just the man, in a negative way. Everybody's handling it well. However, he still hasn't had 2 plays in a row, right? In a part of the game that matters, and that's frustrating, and it can be frustrating for a defense. It can be frustrating for teammates. And I'm not standing here. This isn't me in 2021, whatever year it was, saying he's better than Davis Warren. He should be the quarterback, because that's what I said when it was JJ. It was very clear. It wasn't a question in my mind on who the quarterback should be. This is not that. This is, we don't know which guy is the guy, but they deserve a shot, right? You deserve a shot to see if you're the guy, because I just have to be completely frank. And I remember talking to Jake Spavital when he was talking about why is it won the Heisman, went to the Browns, quarterback
Deshaun Watson,
Baker Mayfield,
Baker Mayfield.
Not Baker Mayfield, the crazy one, the one that everybody loves, Johnny Manziel.
Johnny Manziel.
Okay,
Johnny Manziel. I remember talking about Johnny Manziel, and it was kind of like early. He just made so many mistakes, and it was kind of thing for JJ. Made so many mistakes in practice, and frankly wasn't good in practice. But you get him in a game, and he just explodes. You just don't know what it is. Some guys aren't very good in practice, and are gamers. Is that who Orji is? I don't know. He played well in the spring game. I don't know if he's just that gamer where you put him in the game and it works. However, we deserve to see, is he that? Is it just he just didn't play well in practice, and by all accounts, they said he did play well in practice, so that's even more confusing, but we'll stay away from that. Maybe he's just a more dynamic player in the game, but I don't know that. Nobody knows. And it'll, if this season where it goes and we lose 4 or 5 games and Orji never gets a chance, everybody's going to be sitting here wondering, because there's no way he stays, right? He leaves the school. There's no way he's going to just sit because, same age and all those different things. Everybody's going to be like, well, what could have been? We didn't even get a chance to see a confident Alex Orji get a chance on the stage in the big house. And to go from spring game where he performed well, it was a great plan they had for him to do things that are conducive to his success, to go from that to not able to play 2 plays in a row or able to throw the ball is very, very frustrating to watch.
Well, my position in week 1 is the same. Well, actually, my position in week 1 has intensified in that, listen, they got to figure out a way to run the football.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like giving him a shot to play more than a play at a time is a way to enhance your ability to run the football, to see if giving him some series helps you in that. And I'm not suggesting, I didn't suggest last week, I didn't suggest after the game that he's a panacea, that putting him in the game is going to take you from being a bad rushing offense to being a good rushing offense.
Yeah.
What I am saying is it'll take you from being a bad rushing offense to being a better rushing offense. I do believe that.
Yeah, that's a fact, I think. Yeah.
I absolutely believe that. You still going to have to be better along the offensive line. There's no question, because, people keep saying, You put him in, it was 3rd and 3, it's a power read, and it telegraphed that you were going to run the football. And that's why it didn't work. That's not what happened.
Yeah, it would have worked. It would have worked. However, so I'm on both sides, right? I think it would have worked. It would have been some resistance. It would have worked if the guard gets around and doesn't get bumped. Well, he didn't get bumped. He just ran into him. I don't know what he was doing. But he gets around and he doesn't get through. However, he can throw the ball, right? Because, okay, it would have worked that time. The next time they tried it, maybe not. Right, that linebacker flows. Now they just have too many guys. You know what I mean? So I understand that sentiment now, but on that specific play, it would have worked. Yes.
It would have worked. So other pieces have to improve. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that alone is all you need, but when I look at the personnel that they have more pieces in the run game. There's more of a chance of you improving your run game by giving him some more opportunities.
And we have to remember too, sorry to interrupt, he needs to get comfortable as a runner. He still doesn't, you know what I mean? He doesn't know what he is. Like, he's a runner right now where he's powerful, he's strong, he's fast. He has to just kind of put his head down and go. Instead of being able to read and being comfortable, being able to get that jump cut and slow down and speed up, he has to just, this is my only chance. I got to hurry up and try to get in the hole. And there are going to be plays left out there because he's playing that way because his comfort level isn't there yet because he just hasn't been able to do it.
Right. And so
in live action,
again, I know there are differing opinions. There are folks that are like, this doesn't make any sense. You already determined who the quarterback is. It was one in practice. I'm not.
Wait, who said that? People that are saying that should leave.
Okay.
You don't know nothing.
I'm saying that there's that line of thinking. And okay, that's fine. Here is the fact of the matter. We just watched the game. Through 55 minutes, there were 6 points and 3 turnovers. What are you risking by seeing what he can do? It can't be worse than that.
That's what I'm saying.
It can't be worse than that to just see. To just see, right? It may not be better, but it can't be worse. Is the point. And so might as well try it out.
The third
to see if your run game could be better and to see if he can throw something.
Yeah, and remember I talked about being so Colston Loveland dependent. It's not great, right? It's not a good thing. And for Colston, he has the fumble, right? And so I look at that, and this isn't blaming Davis Warren. I just want to preface by saying that it's not blaming Davis Warren. This is the offensive thing, right? He's a great player. When your offense isn't doing anything and you're the catalyst, you're the guy that they depend on. And if it's not you, you guys are never going to get a first down, it seems like. You know what I mean? When you have that, it puts a lot of pressure on you. Even though Colston is a great player, it puts a lot of pressure on you, right? So when you catch the ball and you're doing your thing, you're trying to make these astronomical great plays, right? And you're maybe do too much sometimes, right? Because he's a competitor, right? He's not going to just let the offense not be good. When he gets a chance to do something, he's going to give it everything he's got, right? And try to be spectacular. Whereas last year, you didn't have to do that, right? You don't got to be spectacular. Everybody just do your job, right? You don't have to be spectacular because everybody's working as a cohesive unit, like a nice Rolex, right? The cogs are all moving together. So what I see when he catches that ball and goes to make a move and do his thing and he just drops it, that's not what Colston does. He's trying hard. It's like the defense. It's like, I got to make it happen, right? I am the catalyst. He is the one that can go down to the defense and say, hey, I got you, right? He's one of those guys. And he's trying to make it happen. And the same can be said for Donovan. Didn't have a mistake like that, but a Donovan Edwards who so desperately, great competitor, wants to make it happen, right? Right. So maybe in the run game, he doesn't see holes because he's trying to hurry up and get there and do this because the offensive line's not doing that or whatever. And I can't help but think, I don't know for a fact, but could Alex Orji remedy some of that? Because now you can stay on schedule more in the run game, right? Like you said, defenses can't really take, because you can't tell me this kid can't throw the ball well enough to be successful in college. Tim Tebow, Marshall, that played at Auburn, went to a national championship, right? The list goes on and on guys. Cade McNamara. The list goes on and on of guys who aren't elite passers, right? And in Cade's case, he wasn't an elite passer or an elite runner, but elite passers that have had great success.
Well, Tim Tebow would be the perfect.
He might be he's like the second greatest player ever and is not a great passer. Never was. Everybody thought like, oh, NFL made him not. No, go look at his stuff. Urban Meyer was masterful, making sure he puts him in position to have success. What do you think the jump pass was born out of not necessity? It's necessity because he can't throw, right? But he can shoot, right? He can do, you know what I mean? Something easy for him to do. And him getting all those reps and the competitor he was helped inspire other people. It's like, man, he's just the team wants him. We got to figure it out, right? The intangible stuff, we got to figure it out. And so it's possible, right? I don't know. And this is not saying that, or he's not a great passer. I know maybe he's not great because he just haven't had reps. We can say that. That's fair. But I don't know how great he can be. But I know for a fact that there's been success with guys that aren't great passers. But you can't be lazy. You can't be lazy. You got to figure it out. And it's just like, it gives me a feeling of, are you just not going to figure it out because you don't want to? It's not what you do. So you're just too lazy. Look, I don't know.
My thing is, I think he needs to get some snaps, some more snaps. This is not saying you don't continue to give Davis snaps too, but one snap at a time is not.
So I just want to ask this question to you and to everybody listening. What we saw from Davis Warren at the point of 31-6, right? From 31-6 back, what we saw. Can Alex Orji not do that as a passer too? A flea flicker is the one big play that you got. Can he not do that?
Let's get into that on the other side because you can break down his performance in the driving force. That's where you sort of evaluate, assess what we saw from him. I think there's a lot of, asking him to do a whole lot right now when an offensive line is having to find itself, some receivers who are trying to find themselves. You need your quarterback to be a playmaker.
It's not what he does.
So that's tough sledding.
Mm-hmm.
More pressure being put on him than JJ,
which is super unfair. That's what I'm saying. It's unfair. It's unfair to him. So it's unfair to him.
We need to get to a break. More Monday Morning Quarterback on the other side. As we get to a break, we're going to be generous. If you want to join us on the Wolverine Rental countdown to kickoff on the corner of Main and Snyder, be caller number 7 at 734-998-1050. Again, caller number 7 at 734-998-1050. And you'll join us this Saturday where it all goes down leading up to the game between Michigan and Arkansas State. Just be caller number 7 at 734-998-1050. Back on the other side here on the Michigan Insider on the Big 1050 WTKA and online at thebig1050.com.
I love the people that don't watch the film, right? They obviously, because they don't have access to all 22 and different things like that. And they say, it's only 2 weeks. You watch the TV copy, you have no idea what's going on. You better shut your mouth. You don't know what you just don't know. And it's cool to be ignorant and not know, but just shut up. You know what I mean? If you don't know, you just shut up. You got guys who are doing the work, right? Guys who are in the film breaking it down. Like, man, this is not a one game problem. This is more of a problem that's hard to fit. You know what I mean? I just can't understand it. But that's humans, I guess. I just don't expect it from Sam.
What?
Not saying that. I'll just get you going. It's all good.
Clearly, you're reacting to someone in the chat.
No, you be on that too, Sam. But
clearly,
I just try. The one thing you did disagree aggressively. I don't know. I think they can run into a loaded box. Nah, dog. You think so? Still
with Alex?
No, he ain't in the game, Sam. Stop it. I'm talking about right now as they're currently constructed. Is there any chance I'm running into a loaded box successfully?
I said I didn't know.
Well, do you know now?
Yeah, man. Not without going to the QB run game.
Got it. You know who I really like? And I like them. And people go back to that spring game. I think it was 2 years ago when I did it with Jake. Ben Hall, man. I've been on that Ben Hall. He is a nice running back, man. I really like him. He looks like Blake Corn reincarnated.
Here's the tough thing. This is the tough thing. I like Ben Hall too. I do. I just don't know how you can feed as many miles.
I know it's tough
at the running back position, because you have got to. I think you got to force yourself to give Donovan 15 to 20 touches a game. Touches aren't carries. And why do I say that? On an offense that is starved for explosive playmaking ability, you don't have that many guys on this offense that can make explosive plays. You don't.
Mm-hmm.
He is the only guy on this offense that has proven.
Who's this?
In game, Donovan.
Oh yeah.
He is the only guy on this offense who in games has proven he can make explosive plays. You have got to get the ball in his hands as many times as you can.
In different ways.
Mm-hmm. Got to get him 15 to 20 touches a game.
Mm-hmm.
So throwing him the ball, jet sweeps, handoffs, however. And people are so caught up in, he don't see the hole, or he don't do the.
He's a great football player. He's a great football player. He's a great football player. As a back vision, all that, maybe not the greatest, but he's a great football player. And so, you know who we could use him like, and who I think he is? I don't think I wouldn't say he's exactly these people, but who he could be? Percy Harvin, Tavon Austin.
Hey, man, get that
Percy Harvin.
Touches.
And everybody thinks, oh, those are receivers. No, they're not. Those were receivers, Wildcat quarterbacks. They were running backs. They were OWs. You know what that is?
Offensive weapons.
They were offensive weapons. And I think that's what Donovan is.
Man,
and that's not,
touches.
I mean, he shouldn't be, because that's a position in the NFL. You get to a good staff, an offensive weapon is scary. You never know where he's going to be. It's so, I can't say it enough how great an offensive weapon is to have. Okay, is he positionless? I think he is right now, just because he's such a great football player. However, if he could be that offensive weapon, you could find ways to creatively use him, not only for him to touch the ball, but for him to distract so other people can get the ball. I just think that you're doing the team a disservice if you don't figure that out.
Back in about 10 seconds, guys.
All right. Here we go.
And we are back on radio in 5, 4, 3.
And we are back, folks, here on the Michigan Insider on the Big 1050 WTKA, online at the Big1050.com, brought to you by our friends at Grand Traverse Resort and Spa. No truer north than Grand Traverse Resort and Spa. You see that picturesque scene at GTR. DG, do you see it? Can you see it?
I'm telling you.
Is it beautiful? You see the rolling hills.
Are they going to take
You see the beautiful greens.
Are they going to take this drone into the spa?
You see the great trees. You see the great tower.
It's beautiful.
There.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
And you get to
GTR.
see all that on your way in to get to the spa.
That is right.
It's awesome.
You want your own vacation, your own getaway, your escape right here in the state of Michigan. You need to make it over to Grand Traverse Resort.
And now is the perfect time.
It is.
When the leaves start to turn, all that's just beautiful.
It absolutely is. Look at that. So make it up to Grand Traverse Resort and Spa. No truer north than GTR. All right, DG. It is time for the Driving Force Report from our friends over at Golden Limo. Golden Limo gets you there on time and every time. And right now, with the Golden Ticket, if you book your transportation service with Golden Limo via the Golden Ticket, that is your executive transport. That's whether your game day transport, your airport transport, maybe you need a Sprinter service, bus service, whatever transportation service you need, book it through Golden Limo at goldenlimo.com. Ask for the Golden Ticket. Book it through the Golden Ticket. A portion of your Golden Ticket reservation fee will go to Michigan NIL and will also go to a great, veteran charity called Freedom River. They are very committed to giving back to our veteran services. That is what our friends at Golden Limo are all about. So again, friends at Golden Limo, very, very supportive of not only Michigan NIL, but our veteran services. They're bringing you right now the Driving Force Report. So Devin, take it away. Need you to break down the performance of one Mr. Davis Warren.
I would give it a C minus, right? He wasn't awful, but he wasn't good, right? He just did what each play suggested he do for the most part, if that makes sense, right? You have shallow cross, throw to him. There were no real deep shots, right? And the offensive line did not do him a service. And so this is the thing for Davis. And when you talk about the offensive line, there are times he had a great time, right? He had a lot of time to move and do things. There are times where he didn't have so much time, right? But when you get a young quarterback, it's tough to understand that you have to trust the protection all the time, no matter what, right? No matter how much pressure you feel like you're facing. And it was a term that Harbaugh used to use when he talked to the quarterbacks, talking about imminent danger. There's no imminent danger, right? So there are times where there was no imminent. I think I could point. I think it was the first third down where he has Lauren on the quick. Not Lauren, Colston Loveland on the quick out. I put his name with Davis Warren. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. That's wild. Yeah, Loveland on the quick out, and then I don't know who it was on the corner that was going to come open, right? However, it felt like to him the pocket was collapsing and he didn't have time, right? Because Colston's cover and he sells it over his head. I don't want to say that he just missed the throw. I want to say I hope he threw it away, right? However, it looks like a bad throw. But he's falling back. He's kind of not getting in through the throw. He's not looking downfield because it feels like the pressure in the offensive line is caving in on him. But there was no real imminent danger, right? And maybe he gets hit after he throws the corner or after, but just plays like that are why, this is a tough situation, because if he's the guy, he's got to get reps. So there can be no in and out. There can be no just let's get Alex Orji in the game. You know what I mean? Right. This is why that first game I thought it should be used. Maybe he play the first half, first quarter, whatever, or a couple drives and let Orji have his drives, because now you're stuck in purgatory in this same situation of right now you almost have to play Orji, but you still believe Warren's the guy. But Warren needs so many reps to get comfortable and be prepared for situations in games that are going to come, because I'm just telling you, the blueprint is out there. The blueprint's out there, right? It's 3rd and 7, back those linebackers up, maybe bring 5, but get those linebackers back, wait for them to complete the shallow cross, and then go tackle it, right? Don't play man. Why play man, right? Why play man in that situation and have to chase the shallow cross across the field and allow him to complete it? No, back up, play zone. He's not going to throw it anywhere past 10 yards or wherever the case may be. Wait for him to throw the shallow cross, go tackle it. You know what I mean? And so that's tough, because now he watches the film. He's like, man, I got to throw the ball deep. And like, now you got to try to layer the ball. And we don't know if he has that arm talent to layer the ball the way he needs to do it. He missed a throw to Samaj, and it could have been a bit of a miscommunication between him and Samaj or whatever, but there's open space. Samaj is open and the ball sails left and far, and it looks like who's he throwing to? You know what I mean? And we're not there. We don't know the play design and who should have done what. However, I know that the Samaj Morgan was open, and it wasn't a timing throw, right? It wasn't a bang eight where you hit the back foot and throw. And if he's in the wrong spot, that's on the receiver, because you can't change the way you're throwing the ball because it's on time. It's not a 9 stop where you hit your back foot and you throw it outside, because it's a spot you're throwing to rather than you throwing to an area. This is drop back, hitch, find the guy, and he's open, and you throw it way outside, right? Whatever he was supposed to do, get it. Great. He's open. Throw it to him. You know what I mean? And so, there were instances like that, and it's all comfort. It's all feel. And I've explained this in the past about quarterbacks when you break the huddle for the first time and whatever, or you line up, and it's this feeling you have over yourself that your heart is pounding, your mouth gets a little dry. Like it's just, and every quarterback, if there are quarterbacks that play quarterback, even at the high school level, I would imagine, and it's 20 times when you get to 110,000, 100,000 in the stands. It's this feeling of anxiousness and whatsoever and what have you. And then the ball snapped and everything's accelerated. You're a little faster, you're a little stronger, you're a little this, that, and other. And so it's almost like, think about like a firefighter, right? Maybe a firefighter or a police officer that's in a situation where a bank is being robbed. And you got to figure imagine how your heart feels and how it's pumping and how everything is accelerated. The fire's hot and you got to go save somebody, right? Everything's going. You're a little hotter than you would be just because of the fire, because your blood is flowing. That's how it feels when you're playing quarterback, especially when you don't have the prior experience. And even when you do, man, I'm telling you, it never goes away. And it goes away during the game, but that first snap and having that adrenaline, that's why you got to practice hard, practice fast, right? You got to practice, you got to put that pressure on yourself because it's hard to replicate. That's what I say. It's hard to replicate the game in practice. You can replicate plays. You can replicate all those things. You can't replicate the defense's heart pounding, the quarterback's part, everybody being stronger, faster, and all those different things, right? And so you need to get Davis Warren those opportunities to feel that and complete passes and do all those things. But also the way the team is constructed, I don't think that you cannot play Alex Orji. And that's the dilemma Michigan football is in right now. As much as Davis Warren may be a better passer and whatever, what his skill set is not conducive to success right now because there's no threat of other things to the defense. And you can't just bully ball, right? That's tough. That is tough. That's tough. And this is not like to excuse the coaches. They make a lot of money. However, it's a tough situation. And I have to go back to my comment, and I'm going to keep doing it. After the first game, and this is before I thought that they should do this, but after the game, it's like you got to find out what Alex can do. You have to. And they got an opportunity against a 2-0 Arkansas State. I haven't watched their tape, but I'm sure they're not a bad football team. We've seen around the country, and I said this last week because I had Wisconsin and Western Michigan, where it's a dogfight. Even though Wisconsin, for the most part, has a much better roster, it's a dogfight because those MAC schools, those Mountain West schools, those Conference USA, those schools have good players now because guys aren't just sitting waiting 3 years for their turn. They're going to play and getting developed at these smaller schools. And so now you got a conglomerate of Power 5 transfers that are outstanding football players, right? So if you let them stick around, it's going to be trouble. Notre Dame. You let them stick around, it's going to be trouble. You can't tell me that NIU doesn't have a 10 times lesser roster than Notre Dame, and they lost the football game. And Notre Dame is a good football team, right? They lost the game because you let them stick around, and they do have good players that were Power 5 players. And now they have an opportunity to play every down, every snap. They improve. And a lot of times you have older players, right? And so looking at Arkansas State coming in, this isn't going to be the time where, you get a series, we're going to beat them anyway. You got to play this football game and make sure you kind of put it away early before you and again, you're going to be more talented. So you put them away in the third quarter. That's not enough time, right? Because the things that you did to get to putting them away by the third quarter aren't going to work against those better teams. I'm curious, what would your, what's an appropriate mix? Well, it's passed. Yeah, it passed. The time was to see what you have against the first team you played. That was the time. Like I said, that's unfair to Davis Warren. He needs reps. If he's the guy, he got to play. He got to keep playing, and he got to make mistakes, and he got to do all these things, right? And you got to trust him to make those mistakes. However, when you have some success against Arkansas State, who your roster is significantly better than, not even close, when you have the success against them, and then what you got, USC rolling in? Is USC? Yeah, they're game 4. That's two different teams. You don't know what works now. You still don't know what works. You essentially are back to he played good in practice, period. And that's kind of, I don't know if it's harsh or whatever, but that's the facts. When we get into Arkansas State and we start to have success doing whatever they're going to do, we can't trust that. No, we can't trust that. Because when you get to USC, bigger, faster, stronger, smarter, period. And then offense. Got an offense that's going to put the ball in it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so it's going to make it extremely tough. So my thought was beginning to see you got to find out who the guy is by live reps. But now it may be too late, and they have to give everything they have to make sure that Davis Warren is successful. I hear what you're saying, and there's no perfect way to do it. Mm-hmm. So I don't think you can try. You can't be too fine. I think you got to give Alex some reps.
I understand what you're saying about.
No, yeah,
about
I think
Davis.
so too.
I think
I'm just saying,
give Alex some reps.
I don't know the exact thing. My answer was a week ago. You should have done that. But so okay, you want me to put the hat? I'm the coach.
Yeah,
I'm the coach. And the team will know this right away. Davis, you're going to play the first series. Alex, you're going to play the second series. And that has to be known right now at practice. So now you got a quarterback in Alex Orji who can get excited about the chance to take his job, right? Because he believes it's his job. He can take his job, right? You got Davis Warren where you'll crumble or you'll play well. We saw that with JJ and Cade. Cade crumbled, period. And it's mean and whatever you say. He crumbled when it was made known that it's going to be an open competition. You get your shot, you get your shot. He crumbled. And JJ rose, and then we saw what he became, a first-round quarterback. These two need that chance. We don't know what Davis could be. Davis could be the kid from Georgia. He could be. Alex Orji could be Marshall or Tim Tebow. We don't know that, though. And I think they deserve a chance. So if I'm the coach, today when I walk in the meeting, actually what happened yesterday, Davis this isn't an indictment on your play, Davis, but we have to see what we have. Right? We thought we'd be able to bully. We can't, right? So we got to see what we have. Davis, you'll play the first drive. And Alex, you'll play the second drive, right? Maybe the person that plays better, or we'll look at the service because you can watch the iPad. This isn't we think this happened, right? We can watch the iPad, see what happened on both drives. Hey, this person plays the next drive, right? And so on and so forth. And it breeds that real competition in live action. And you'll see who shows up. You'll see who shows up. And you'll be able to watch the film right after they come off the field. Hey, here, you missed this. You did this. You did this. You're supposed to have your eyes here. What are you doing? You're not looking there. Oh, you missed this hole, this, that, and the other. And then you can get a real data of who is the quarterback for the team and then move forward with that person.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
That's what I would do as a coach.
Here's the thing, with Alex is going to be different.
100%.
Different from the standpoint of it's the same playbook, but the emphasis is different.
And that's
like there are different plays that move to the top of the play sheet.
Yeah.
Like, hey man, I'm looking at. So you remember when Harbaugh, when he looked at the Ravens, when he went to the Ravens and he looked at, he's like, we're going to adopt the Ravens run game, but it was their conventional run game.
Yeah.
And if it's me and I got Alex Orji, I'm looking at the Ravens run game. I'm looking at their quarterback run game from the standpoint of how they call it.
100%.
Like what's the rhythm? What's the
100%.
flow of how you call your quarterback runs? What's your mix?
And what pass? Because I can't tell you as a runner, he's much better than Alex Orji.
Oh yeah, it's not even the same.
But I'm saying, like, as a passer, we don't know if he's way better. We don't know that.
Well, but your sequencing or how you sequence play, just talking to play call. I've never been a play caller, so I ain't saying look, it's French as far as I'm concerned. But I'm telling you, I know I'm sitting here telling you, I know it's probably a foreign concept to say, I'm just gonna go in, I'm gonna call quarterback runs. Like you just not gonna sit that but to have a blueprint for how somebody else did it, and you got all the plays that you already run. I mean, that's functional.
No great thing is original.
Right. And so
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. No great thing is original.
In this instance, you actually already run all this stuff.
Yeah.
You are actually already practice all this stuff. And to be able to sequence it in a way that you can actually copy is really, really cool.
No great thing is original. And I say that because everything great has been stolen and influenced by something else. Right? Go steal it. See what they do. Figure that out. I guarantee John Harbaugh will be fine with making sure his coordinator knows exactly what they're doing. I guarantee you. Yeah. And he'll probably encourage it. Right?
Yeah.
So figure out what's happening, how it's happening, so that you can have a plan, not Orji left, Orji right, and then say he didn't win the competition. That ain't fair.
Yeah, because you can't call the game the same way that you call it with Davis. It just
and you know one cool thing, man. Alex Orji can have such a great impact because of what they've done. Nobody knows what he can do as a passer, and they're going to stack the box, so all the throws are going to be easy anyway.
Well, I shouldn't say you can't call. I mean, it wouldn't be maximizing his ability as a runner to call the game the same way. Is kind of my point.
Yeah, I get that.
You want to enhance the running game.
Do you understand how? Like, I remember Denard running Q power, and it was like a RPO attached to it, and throwing to where Roundtree wide open, and running down the field against Notre Dame and scoring. Illinois, he did the same thing. I mean, all these different things because they're like, he can't throw. That's fine. And that's fine. Please give me one-on-ones across the board. Please play zone and just let people run free because you're just like, hey, we're just going to stop the run. That's an advantage that they'll have with Orji playing the whole drive.
Here is the reality. He might not be able to throw.
He might not.
He might not be able to throw.
He might be awful.
I'm telling you folks right here, right now.
He might be awful.
He might be terrible.
I'd like to know.
In games.
I need him to prove it to me. I need him to prove it to me. I need him to prove to me without a shadow of a doubt that he cannot throw the ball. I need him to prove it. And then you got to get real smart and figure out how to make it work with Davis Warren or whoever the quarterback's going to be. I don't know, whatever. It seems like those are the only two options. But you got to show me. You have to. Or it's just always going to be, well, we didn't convert on third down. We didn't do this. Quarterback can't make no plays, and we just don't know if Orji can do anything.
I like to say, because I was talking about it just after the game, when I said that Michigan didn't have an identity. Look, they're running, they're doing all the same stuff, same play sheet,
which you cannot
do. Same play sheet, same emphasis trying to run the ball, but they cannot execute those plays right now. You are what you can do.
Well, because what they were doing was unrealistic. You can't just run in the heavy boxes. And that's not real football. That's Little League, where it's like, I'm better than you. And not to saying they were doing Little League stuff. It's just they used complicated runs and all those different things. But that's not realistic. It just doesn't happen, man. You don't just bully everybody. That's not real. It's not real.
Yeah,
but you can bully them with a running quarterback.
I think there was more than just bully to what they were doing though.
It was 50% scheme, 50%. We're better, and it's not even close.
Yeah. So
now there is no better.
They were doing some of that. They were doing some of that with Andrew Vastardis, who was not physically better than dudes.
That's one dude on that line. The rest of them were nice. You feel me? That's 1 of 5. Okay?
I hear you.
And guess what? When you got one and the rest of them are dogs, he can start playing way better than he really is, and we saw that.
Yeah, and so I guess my point is, you are what you can do, and they don't have the personnel to do those things right now. And so, can you figure out? We got to get out of here. Sorry, we're gonna do overtime. I just gave me the wrap up signal. We're gonna do overtime with the Q&A. All right. So listen, folks. It's been a great Monday morning quarterback brought to you by our friends at Grand Traverse Resort and Spa. To those of you in the stream, stick with us for the MMQA. To the rest of you, we'll see you tomorrow here on the Michigan Insider on the Big 1050 WTKA and online at thebig1050.com. All right. So we'll get to the MMQA. I can't remember what I was saying before I went to the break. But I was saying you are what you can do. And they're trying to do the same things with lesser personnel. I don't mean that in a disparaging tone, but they don't have the same offensive line. They don't have the same experience. The same guys at receiver. They don't have JJ McCarthy at quarterback.
That's true. Let me address Daniel real quick. Daniel said, no, DG Ewers was like that in high school. Yeah, when he was on a stacked team against teams that weren't as stacked. I'm talking about when he's in the fire with all the best quarterbacks in the country. He was not very good. And it's like, okay, this is who you really are when you're not on a stack rush. Thanks, Daniel, but no thanks. It is what it is. It's a fact, right? That Elite 11, you get to see him for a whole week. He just wasn't very good, and he wasn't the number one player in the country, in the world, like he was ranked. And that's why he got out of Ohio State fairly quickly, Daniel. And that's why he's at Texas. Okay, so just relax. But good. I'm glad you're tuning in, Daniel. That's my dog.
Yeah,
but you're wrong.
They're bringing dropping dimes energy.
He looking at the recruiting rankings. Nah, you got to get close and see for real. Is he like that? Is he just on a team with better players than everybody else? Because when he got to the championship and played teams that are better, that have equal players, couldn't win. And in playoffs, I remember it.
All right, so we need to go ahead and get to the MMQA. So if you have questions for DG, go ahead and start getting them in the chat, my people. In the meantime, in between time, I guess one of the things that I can do is while I get the chat together, I can give you a golden limo. I can give you a golden limo promo. We can do that. That'll give me some time to get some questions together for the give me some time to get these questions together for the MMQA.
Ground transportation needs. Get to your destination on time, every time with Golden Limo. If you have ground transportation needs,
figure it out.
Destination on time.
Hold on a second. But I got to unmute myself in order to do it because I'm muted right now.
Samuel Jackson Webb.
Hold on. This is live.
Ground transportation needs. Get to your destination on time, every time with Golden Limo. Their fleet of charter buses, executive sprinters, mid-size vans, party buses.
We'll take your butt somewhere else, please.
All right. So I'll just get to the questions now.
You are garbage.
I'll keep that. Keep this off.
I can't stand this.
All right, let's get to the questions for DG. Let me put this in the chat. If you have questions for DG, we will get to them now. All right. All right, folks. Oh, folks can hear the echo. I actually couldn't hear the video. I guess you guys could. So we'll figure that out.
And I fixed the echo.
MMQA. Good questions only, Sam. Come on, man. Please don't. I'm a beast mode them. Especially, we need to start seeing the history of the people that ask questions. Because, it'd be people talking crazy and we don't see them, and then they come in trying to ask questions and be all, act like they weren't a part of the conglomerate of people hating and whatever the case may be. That's tough. I need your Carfax. All right. I need your comment facts.
Is it true that Jaden Davis's parents don't want their son to see the field this year?
That's a question for you, I would think, right?
So, there was, his dad was very adamant about Jaden not being rushed to the field, that he wanted there to be care being given to his readiness, that it not just being a product of,
we ain't got nobody else.
We don't have anybody else. Mm-hmm. That, hey, if it was truly that he was ready to play, that he was out on the football field. But if he's not ready to play and you just feel like the other guys aren't good enough, that's not a recipe to put him on the field. Mm-hmm. So if you see Jaden Davis, it's going to be because he's ready, not because, hey, they just don't think Davis or Alex can do it. Mm-hmm. So, I think it's fair to say that discussion has been had and that assurance was given that they aren't going to just rush them on the field just because they think their quarterback situation isn't up to snuff. Mm-hmm. So that is an accurate deal. Let's keep on going. Doom. Let's see. DG, do you think the two tight end look with Klein and Loveland? What do you think of the two tight end look with Klein and Loveland with two wide receivers? I think that's where our offense can have more success with both running and throwing.
I don't think we've seen it enough to have real data to say, oh, this is going to be better or whatever. However, I do think that will help in the run game because Klein is a serviceable pass catcher, and we know what Colson Loveland brings to the table, right? You have the threat of passes being thrown rather than two tight end is always going to be a run, right? And you can get if you get heavy boxes, right, you can still pass out of it, which makes it light in the back end, and it helps both Alex Orji and Davis Warren. So I think that's something that should be explored for sure, especially if you don't feel like you have receivers that will create real separation. If you got receivers that won't create separation and you're a running team, they're basically skinny offensive linemen, which they can't block, right? So there's no point in them being on the field. And we've seen Michigan have success with two tight end sets. I think Barner last year was a revelation. Like, he came in and we didn't know what he could be. We thought he was just going to be a blocking tight end, and he turned to a real threat as a pass catcher, right? And so we can learn if Klein can be that guy. And they got other guys. They got other tight ends. I know for sure I don't know their names right now, but guys that are talented and that have a real future as a pass catcher. And so when you have that, we've seen it all across all levels of football. When you have a talented tight end, and especially if you have two, it's a problem. So you can explore that. I think there should be no stone unturned. I'll tell you that. Right? Everything should be explored on how to get the run game going, and how to figure out who the quarterback is. And I know they keep saying it's Davis Warren, but from what everybody can see, we just don't know.
All right. Time for the next one. Ryan Skornica on Facebook wants to know, why not Warren in the first quarter, Orgy in the second quarter, and so on? Why is that not a good mix?
Wait, wasn't that my idea if I was the coach, remember?
I thought you said first series, second series.
Oh, okay. Or first quarters. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So it could be however you do it. We need to see what Alex Orgy is capable of in a down-in, down-out basis. All right. We've seen plenty of what Davis Warren is, right? And I'm not saying don't give him his series and quarters as well, but we've seen his extensive play. It's like, okay, we know exactly who you are, right? We've seen it against bad competition. We've seen it against good competition. We deserve, and Alex Orgy deserves, and the football team deserves, and everybody involved with Michigan football deserves to see what Alex Orgy is for an extended period of time. And I agree, it could be a quarter, a full quarter, and seeing what and so take my series by series. I said series by series because you have the iPads. And you can see exactly what happened. You can make adjustments. Now, you can use quarter by quarter like this gentleman just said, and you still have the iPads, and you can truly see what's going on throughout a quarter, right? And then at halftime, you say, hey, you play better this quarter, or you play better this quarter. We're going to play the guy that played better in the third, and how, depending on the game, if he's still hot, roll with him, and then maybe you do put the other quarterback in for the fourth quarter. But the main thing is breed true, real competition, right? Real competition, real do the right thing, and it shouldn't be about if you completed all your passes, but you didn't pick up first downs. Okay, you're 97% completion, but you didn't pick up any first downs, right? Whoever does that, right? If it's Alex Orgy, okay, you gain 9 yards on first and second down, and on third down you didn't pick up the first down, right? And obviously he hasn't had the opportunity to do that. But if that's the case, that's not good either. You know what I mean? So it's about getting first downs, driving the ball, moving the ball down the field, and getting points on the board. And if you have a 90% completion percentage and you're not picking up first downs, you play. That's essentially you throwing interceptions. As far as well, maybe not as bad as throwing interceptions, but that's equivalent to you not being a good passer, because you're not picking up first down, just like a bad passer wouldn't pick up first down. So you're the same, in my opinion.
All right. Here was an interesting question that said, Keegan Imhoff said, okay, if they give Orgy a full half Saturday and he doesn't look good, what is next?
Well, Alex Orgy will have his opportunity, and then you have to go, because the thing is, if Alex Orgy has a bad half, Davis Warren has had games that aren't good, right? So you're the same. So now you have to figure out, how can we make this team the best we can be? We've seen what Alex can do. We've seen what Davis Warren can do. And then they'll have to make that decision. That's why you get paid all that money, all right? That's why you get paid all that money to make that decision. But like I said in week one, it's irresponsible to not know what you have in Alex Orgy in live game action. Some people aren't good in practice, and I have to reiterate and say he was good in practice by their own admission. He was good in practice by their own admission. He was just beat out by Davis Warren. So I think that you have to see what a guy is in a game, because he could be Tim Tebow, or he could be somebody that wasn't as good as a running quarterback. And he could be a great passer. We don't know.
So D's nuts. Maybe now Sam can start giving us real news on what's
his name. D's nuts.
I don't know. Real news on
Des
what's going
nuts.
on.
Read it.
Oh yeah, what you talking about, Sam? You're tripping.
Maybe now Sam can start giving us real news on what's up in Ann Arbor. So all these puff pieces blowing smoke up the coaches' asses. Sharon's staff isn't close to what we lost with Harbaugh. Keep it 100. So
yeah, that's a question
nuts.
For you. It's Des nuts, man. Stop doing this.
I think it's supposed to be D's nuts. So first of all. The practice reports, who do you think they came from? Who do you think they came from? They were from coaches and players who were in practice. They were real practice reports. So now, just because practice hasn't translated to games, I mean, they're qualified as such. Practice doesn't always translate to games. That's kind of the point.
That's a fact.
That's kind of the point. And that's one of the things that's so curious about the Alex Orji usage. Like, okay, if he was good in practice, why can't he get run in games? That is kind of odd.
It's odd.
That is kind of odd. So have kept it 100. And you could always just not read. I mean, it's no skin off my back.
No, Sam. Sam.
You could not read. You can not watch. Like, nobody's making you be here and nobody's making you read my stuff. Like, I'm good either way.
Sam, hold on, Sam. I just want you to know you haven't kept it 100. And let me tell you why. Because I've kept it 100. And you can't be equal to me. So you kept it 98. You kept it 97, 99, 99.8. But I've been 100. You ain't been 100. You've been 99 or 98 or something else in there.
Like,
you just let me know and let you know.
These dudes get it twisted. Like, you act like I need you to read I don't. I don't need you to watch. I don't need you to read.
And you're talking specifically to Des.
I'm talking specifically to Des. Like, I'm cool with
we need everybody else. We need y'all. We need everybody else.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, I'm
but
cool.
Des nuts, we can get rid of one.
Right.
And maybe even two. It was a couple of them in there.
You could kick rocks.
Yeah,
like, we can like kick you out of here right now. For real. So
you sound like me. Sam, what has gotten into you?
I'm just saying. All right, let's keep it moving. On to the next one. Who we got next?
Man, I was right about this week, man. That's crazy. So
who we got next? Next question.
I've been so right in my life.
To the next question. Here's one. Talk about Will. This is from Frank Ramatra. Says, talk about Will Johnson and what a beat he was on Saturday. Texas wouldn't even look at him or run to his side. It's like, why?
What would you? And it's just like, that's a good quarter. And it's so funny. Tom Brady, made his debut, and he, it was Browns, Cowboys, and they kept trying Seven. What's Seven's name? The corner, the one that had all the interceptions
for
the Cowboys.
Diggs.
Yeah, they kept trying Diggs, and obviously he made him pay.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Why would you throw over there? A veteran quarterback knows. Yeah, I can. I might be able to, and a play caller knows. Make whatever receiver you want to throw the ball to, just have him away from this guy. There's no point, especially if it's a discrepancy, or you think it's a discrepancy in the talent level of each corner. And we don't. I mean, I'm not saying that Will Johnson is 20 times better than whoever's on the other side, but we do know Will Johnson is a first-round draft pick. So why would we throw over there? That's smart. He deserves, and he's earned that. Right now, are we saying he's never going to be tested? We saw he got tested the first weeks, right? So people are just not gonna just not throw at him. However, if they don't, I think it's smart.
All right. Miller says, is DG going to be at the game on Saturday? A picture with him will be the highlight of the day. For me, it's my first game ever at the Big House.
What time is the game?
It's a noon game.
I might be able to make it. Well, what time? I don't know. I got to see what time my flight get in, because my game is on Friday this week.
Okay.
So I'm going to come back at 6 a.m. or whatever time. I think my flight is 6. I don't know. And I might come to the game. What network?
You need to go to Limo?
No. What network is the game on?
BTN.
That's Fox.
I guess, but I don't really know the big BTN guy, because the thing is, I'm not the guy to ask for tickets, because I'm not about to deal with, because I get all upset.
No,
I'm not talking about for Fox. I'm good with Fox. I'm talking about with Michigan, where I gotta fight these ushers in the stadium. Oh, you can't stand here, you can't be here, or can I get tickets? Oh, we don't have no more. I'm not doing that, because I get real ornery, and I've talked about this in the past. I'm not gonna rehash it about how the former players treated, all that kind of stuff. I don't even want to give them the opportunity to piss me off. I don't. So if it ain't on Fox, and Big Ten is cool, maybe, but if it's not on Fox, I probably won't be there. I'm just gonna tell you right now.
Man, I asked for you some tickets.
No, I'm not doing it.
I'll get you in.
No, I'm not doing it, Sam. I'm not doing it, Sam. I love y'all. I love you, Sam. I love you, Sam, and I love you, Ira. We're not doing that, because there's no way that a player that bled for the team and captain. Time out. I'm not done. Bled for the team. Name on there as a captain. Record books. trying to be the glue that held it all together when the thing wasn't going right. There's no way Sam Webb, love you, or Ira, love you too, should have to get me tickets.
So but you said you don't want to ask.
I'm not doing it.
You don't want to ask the team for tickets.
The fact that I even have the feeling that they might try to give me the runaround is enough. I'm not doing it.
But
no.
But I'm telling you,
if it's on Fox, I'm for sure there.
What if I promise you they won't give you the runaround?
If it's on Fox, I for sure will be there. That's the answer. There you go.
Okay, it's on the Big Ten Network, so that means it's for sure.
I don't know. I don't know them like that. You know what I mean? I don't, because then I got to go through Fox, and then somebody at Fox got to hit up somebody at Big Ten. I don't want to have to do that. If it's on Fox, I'll be there. But if not, Big Ten is a maybe. But if it's not on one of those networks, I'm not going. Period.
So, but I thought okay. Okay. Let's move on to the next one.
What do you want from me?
But it's on the Big Ten Network, which is from Fox subsidiary.
It's a subsidiary. I don't really know who. I don't know who to hit up on Big Ten Network. I don't know them like that. I've been on Big Ten Network one time with the spring game. I'm not a Big Ten Network guy, and that's what these people get confused about. They think I'm just Big Ten Network. That's not true. I was in Washington, Pullman last week. I like thinking of myself as a national guy. I just take the time out because I love Sam, I love Ira, I love you to do Michigan football and watch a whole bunch of extra film. This is why I get so pissed off when people act crazy. This is why I get upset. Because I'm doing all this extra work watching Michigan film when I don't have no Michigan game the next week, and everybody want to question and with no experience, with no watching film, want to question and talk crazy. I don't like it, but I'll be cool about it, But
who do you have this week? Kansas State, Arizona?
Kansas State, Arizona. It's gonna be good. Top 20 matchup on Fox on Friday. Can't wait.
They send you to all the beautiful locales. Pullman,
you know what I mean?
Manhattan, Kansas.
Oh, the background, even in New Mexico, the background with the mountains, from the booth. And then last week, the trees in the back. I'm like, oh, this is so nice.
All right. Let's move on to the next one. The new man, we could get you tickets, DG. And you wouldn't even get the runaround, but okay. Because you DG, not because we. I'm
us. DG to you. I'm DG to Ira. I'm DG to a lot of the fans. To DG. Michigan, I ain't really DG. I'm Devin with an O. I'm Devin with an O. Don't probably don't know how to spell the name.
I bet you he say, hey, Devin Gardner wants to. He said, oh, we'll get Devin Gardner tickets. But okay. Anyway.
Now, New Life, that is an interesting question.
DG, how can we fairly analyze QB play behind this offensive line?
Well, I think you got to take fair out of it when it's that. You know what I mean? Just because if you're the guy, you're the guy, right? Just like when I was playing, offensive line wasn't great, and I never complained about the analysis that I got that was super unfair, right? With where I'm catching the ball, and I'm being tackled right away. You know what I mean? So you're the guy. It's up to the coaching staff to help you figure it out. But when you're the quarterback, you sign up for taking all the blame, right? And I think Davis Warren did take a lot of the blame. I don't know for a fact, but I think he did, and he should, because that's what the job you signed up to do. And when you do well, you give all the credit because you have to, because that's a job you signed up to do. And so I don't think we can think fair. I don't think it's fair to judge who the quarterback is without seeing both. That's what's not fair. But as far as the quarterback that's out there, the coordinators have to do him a service and give him the best opportunity, leave no stone unturned to make sure that he can be successful when you're not playing well up front with the offensive line and things like that. So, but we got to judge how he played, and it's not fair to answer the question, but it is what it is.
All right, nice suit Saturday night.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, but the next part, Sam, read the last part.
Oh, what do you say? You look good, but did you lose a bet? So it was real risky to wear that green because I'm like, man, is it gonna look? What kind of green is it gonna look like? But that thing was fire, man. Yeah, it was fire. I was like, I was very happy. I ain't going. I have one green thing. That's the only green thing I have in my wardrobe and in my closet. But it was sweet. It was sweet. And this week, it's gonna be more traditional. But that green was nice, man. I got a lot of. Ain't that green? I was like, yeah, that green. I walked down there to before the game. And both coaches, they can't hire money, do you? I said, I ain't trying to either. But it was that money green was sweet. But yeah, I don't worry. You won't have to see me in green too much, okay? Yeah, especially if I have a Michigan State game, I'm wearing a blue Tom Ford suit for sure.
All right. Chris Wilson, how difficult would it be to start running RPO? It seems like they don't want to incorporate them.
Well, yeah, Sam, that was you started it, and that was my thought too, that you do some RPO stuff to control the box, and they did none of it. So at this point, you don't have it, right? You have to believe that it's not there. And remember, Sam, I told you, Yeah, RPO sounds nice. That junk ain't easy, dog. It ain't easy. It ain't easy to put that ball in, pull it out, footwork, hand placement on the ball to make sure you can make a good throw, quickly make these decisions. And so when we see an RPO quarterback, everybody like kind of minimalizes them until, they not talented. They don't know how to drop back. No, doing that is difficult. You got seconds to make a decision on whether you're going to run, he's going to run, or you're going to throw it, right? Seconds, not even seconds, milliseconds. It's a difficult thing to do. And if that's not something you already do, you can't just throw it out there in a week or in 2 weeks. People work entire summers, entire springs on getting their RPO game intact. So it's not something you just roll out there. And after watching the Texas game, it's not what we have. And so that's out, right? So it's got to be QB run to help with the box because the RPO is clearly out from what we saw on Saturday against Texas.
All right. Here's a little, just to give you, because I know you like seeing stuff like this, Nicholas, early. I look forward to hearing the truth, DG. Keep up the great work.
I'm glad. See, people like Nicholas, hey, just make sure when you get your comment in, make sure you text me or something and let me know because you're going to get yours on every time because you are a real fan who understand, and you must be a lifelong, or maybe not lifelong, but 3-year-long fan of the show because I've never sugarcoated it. I've always told it exactly how I saw it. And I would say, am I always right? No, but that's lying because I am always right about this. I'm not always right about everything in the world, but I'm always right. I have been. The track record shows I'm a 90. Somebody put it up 99.8753289% chance that I'm going to be right about this, and I think I'm right again. You always think you're right, and we'll see moving forward. But yeah, thank you for that, and make sure you let us know so we can get you up there because you understand, you get it.
Jamie Wilson says, so is there no chance Tuttle will play this year? They still say that there is a chance. I mean,
is he hurt? Like what is
coming from injury.
I don't know, man.
But that's been the story of his career so far.
But I don't know, man.
So
we don't know.
I don't know at what point.
Jamie, I'm sorry. We don't know either.
I don't know what point, but they say yes. I mean, he has not been ruled out for the season.
Well,
to your point.
And Utah, last year they put Cam Rising on the depth chart every single week and say he's going to play, and he didn't play one snap the whole year, so we can't trust it.
All right. D Frank 312. What is DG's perspective on handling QB transitions from his experience taking over for Denard in the 2012 Bowl instead of directly when he got hurt at Nebraska? Yeah.
Perspective on handling QB transitions from his experience taking over for Denard in 2012 Bowl. So I took over for Denard so that was the same year, right? So it wasn't like I played the bowl game and didn't play in the season. But I can give you my perspective on my first start in the cold at Minnesota after Denard got hurt against Nebraska after not having had any quarterback rest the entire year. It was emotionally draining. I can tell you that, right? Because you're so excited because you have this opportunity and you're the guy, and then on the other side you're almost too excited. And that excitement can be nervousness as well, right? I know I hadn't practiced at quarterback, right? I had gone in late night on my own to stay sharp because I knew that, I wouldn't be denying my dream because that's just not how life works all the time. I just wanted to be prepared, and then my opportunity came. However, the nervousness was like, man, I haven't taken a snap in the game at quarterback. I haven't done anything, right? And so that thing I talked about earlier, your heart pounding, the adrenaline pumping, and you not quite being yourself. Your legs don't work like they're supposed to. I started that game real slow and threw a pick. It was goofy on my part. I threw a deep over to AJ Williams, our blocking tight end. He was like 300 pounds. Why am I throwing the over to him? Right? He's leaking up the field. It's intercepted. Right. And I go to the sideline. I've told this story before. Denard meets me at the numbers and is letting me have it. You out there acting like this ain't, and he used some choice words. You out there acting like this ain't your team. You know what I mean? I can't, it was too vulgar. I can't really give you what it was, but he knew exactly what to say and what to do. And he snapped me back to who I know I am. Right. And I lit him up after that. Right. Yeah, everybody remember, I'm sure they remember the running back running 100 yards to throw a 50-yard pass or whatever the case may be. but it's a lot, man, emotionally. And my question would be, right, after interceptions, after all these things, who is Davis Warren's best friend who maybe he competed with? I don't know. I know Denard was my best friend, even though I wanted his job so desperately and couldn't wait for him to give it to me or tried to. I tried to take it at every turn. Nothing dirty trying to take it, but everything I could to get that job, I wanted to do it. Who is that person that can tell him the truth when he comes to the sideline? Who's that person that can get him on? Whoever he is, who is that person that can make him who he's supposed to be and who he says he is? I don't know, right? Because I'm telling you, it's tough, man. It's tough out there by yourself with the expectation of Michigan, the expectation of all the fans in the stands, with a guy who's a talented runner behind you, right? And for Denard, he dealt with it where a guy that's a pretty talented passer behind him, even though he's such a dynamic runner. But you got to be yourself. And sometimes you're not yourself when you're so nervous and you haven't established who you are in front of everybody. Who's going to be there to remind them? I don't know. I don't know if that person exists. I don't know if somebody, whatever, but I know that person for me was Denard. And had it not been for him, I'm arrogant. I'm a little arrogant about because I work so hard. So I believe that I would have still had success and whatever. However, I'm a realist as well. I have no idea. It could have gone a whole different way if he don't meet me at the numbers, right? And rip my face off in front of everybody like he's my daddy. And I'm like, hold on, not chief. But, I was humble because I know he ain't mean nothing by it. But now that I'm thinking about it, hold on, man, you ain't going to talk to me crazy. I should have said that. I'm thinking that right now. But I got a great debt of gratitude to him because it could have went an entirely different way. And who knows? All right, who knows? But, he made me at the numbers and I lit him up after that and play well, whatever.
It's time for a couple more. Andrew Joseph. So this is a follow-up. He said, DG, I thought the O-line, the play calling, the wide receiver dropping balls, et cetera, were bigger problems than the QB. I thought he made some decent throws, had a tip ball, receivers ran the wrong route once. Why do you think Orji would be a better option?
Well, I don't know if I think I made that clear. I don't know if Orji would be a better option. I don't. However, I know that not knowing is doing everybody a disservice, everybody involved in Michigan football. Because, okay, everybody's saying tip balls. Well, that's a part of the quarterback as well. You understand that. Everybody understands that, right? Whether it's tipped at the line of scrimmage or tipped in the secondary, this wasn't tipped off the hands of receivers. This was tipped by the other team, right? That happens. And you play quarterback. That happens. So you get a tip ball and it's interception. Now that's a reason for you throwing an interception, but there's no excuse. Like you can't make an excuse like, I only threw an interception because it was tipped. Well, it was tipped by somebody with the opposite jersey. So keep the ball away from him, right? And this is not to be critical of Davis Warren on tip pass. However, it's an interception, right? We don't get to explain. This is why quarterback is such a hard position because emotionally, mentally, you don't get to explain that. It's what happened, right? And when you go throughout the game, And so when you look at the other interception where Colson Loveland's not looking, he's not running the wrong route. He's running 4 bursts. He's running 4 verticals trying to get past the secondary defender, right? And that ball comes out, I think, entirely too early. And if he's not looking and there's a defender standing there, you shouldn't throw it anyway, right? So that's not an excuse. That's not the wrong route. That's 4 verticals. He's getting to his landmark, and the ball comes out extremely early. Too early by how much? I don't know, but it ends up in an interception, and so it's on the quarterback. You know what I mean? That we've seen what happens, right, with the interception in the first game. That's underthrown. That's 100% on the quarterback, right? So if you're going to go 3 interceptions, how much is Davis Warren? 2 of them, it's 100%, and on the third one, 50. I'll give him 50, right? The ball's tipped, right? And when that ball is, if it is tipped at the line of scrimmage.
So explain to me real quick before we get out, because after the game, Colston said that 4 verticals one was on him.
Well, he should. He's the leader of the team, right? And I'm not saying he doesn't have some blame. And maybe he can get his eyes around faster. But if you throw him that ball and his eyes are around, he's going to get his helmet knocked off. The dude caught the pick. He was standing right there. He's going to get his helmet knocked off. He's going to be rolling on the sideline, right? So obviously, Coach Loving, great leader, great player. He should take the blame for it because he knows what his young quarterback is going to have to experience, right? Colson's not going to get that heat. Colson, fumble the ball, whatever, he's not going to get that heat. He's a great player. You should take the blame. But I'm telling you, as a guy who knows 4 verticals, right, with a safety standing there about to knock his head off, if he does get it, he's going to die, right? If he doesn't look, it's an interception, right? So either way, it's on the quarterback, in my opinion.
Borges agreed.
Of course he did.
I just want to. I'm
co-signing. If you know
but
football, 4 verticals, he ain't supposed to get the ball that fast. And if there's a guy standing there, he shouldn't get it, or he's gonna get his ribs broken.
Borges put it on the quarterback too. So,
which is fair. It happens, right? Yeah. He's young, right? And he had been under duress, and he's trying to get the ball out quickly. I understand that. However, it's still his fault, right? That's not that's not being critical. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
So everybody's saying, "Oh, receiver this, that, whatever." He has a lot of fault in this, right? Because on the first third down, like I said, the ball's thrown 20 feet in the air, right? And it's no real imminent danger, right? So and this is not to be critical again, because he's young and he's trying to figure it out and he's trying to learn. And I've said it over and over again. It was not great that you had Texas coming in the next week. Right. However, we're not going to just absolve him because he's young. Shoot, he got the job, and that's. All
right, so this is the last one, and it's a good one.
He's not that young. He's grown up, or he's been there for quite some time.
Last one, and it's a good one. John Walls. If Orgy doesn't play, can we stop with the orgy talk for the rest of the year?
Well, you can just not listen. But
here's the thing. If he doesn't play this week, I think
if he doesn't play this week, I'm not going to, just because they're not doing the right thing, I'm not going to make myself wrong. I'm going to continue to say the things that are right. He deserved a chance. He maybe still, depending on how Warren's playing, he maybe still deserves a chance.
I think it's going to signal. Here's what I think. I think it's going to signal that they aren't going to play him.
Yeah.
If they don't play him this week, they aren't going to play him.
Which is, I might be done. I already got my little feeling. We already had that conversation about me asking for tickets and all that. I might be completely like, oh my gosh, y'all just going to not play him at all? Crazy.
If they don't play him this week, yeah.
And if he don't play this week, he should be in the portal next week. And I'm not telling you, I'm sure he don't watch this show or whatever, but I'm telling you, and I'm telling our family in the chat that, some of y'all are my family. Most of y'all not. Let's be clear. Some of y'all are family. Most of y'all are just fanatics. That's what you are. Yeah, fanatics. But some of the family, I gotta be real. You gotta be in that portal next week. Period. And I'm not the guy. Remember, I'm not the guy to run. Remember, I'm the guy that stayed when I was the number one quarterback dual threat in the country. And I'm sitting here watching somebody live my life. And I'm his roommate. I'm not the one to run. However, goodbye. I'm gone. And you have no idea how many times I told kids, no, you stay. I think you should stay. I think you should deal with this version. I think you should do this. I think you should do that. He's being unfairly treated at that point. Gotta go. And it ain't about fairness. However, this is your life. So if you don't play now, you ain't gonna play ever. Goodbye. The next week. Go. Because don't come to me later on now where my confidence is shaken and as a second resort of like, oh, y'all finally figured out he can't do it. So now you're gonna try to get me to look bad. No, go learn a new offense and put yourself in position, go through the spring, all that. Nah, no way. And I'm not the run guy. I'm not the guy to transfer because I had a chance. My coach left, who I love. Rich Rod, loved him. He left. I had a chance to go. And then I watched somebody that he had, remember number 14, that dude living my life in Arizona, and I'm still on the bench. I said, oh my God, I am in purgatory. So, but yeah, gone. Gotta be. Because you're not going to play now. It's clear you're not going to play. It's clear. Unless he gets hurt, which you don't want to wish that, or he's played really bad. And at that point, you've gone through a whole season, and towards the end of the season is when it gets real hard. Now you're going to throw me out there? No. Because at that point, even if I play okay, you're still going to go find a guy in the portal. You're going to replace me anyway. So that's being real. You're going to replace me anyway. You don't think I'm the guy, or else you would have played me earlier, right? You don't think I'm the guy, so I'm going to play however I play. It won't be great, right? Because you get way harder competition without reps, right? So he ain't going to play great, just being honest. So now you're going to replace me the next year anyway, and I'm going to have to leave or whatever the case may be. Just go right now and start to learn a new offense and get a fresh start, because that's what he needs, right? In the state of Michigan, you see the fans saying, oh, he can't throw, and then he skipped the ball to the ground. He can't throw, he can't this, he can't that. It's so hard to change the thought of what the staff is thinking. Obviously, they believe he can't throw and all these different things. It's so hard to change that, even if you play well, right? You got to go get a fresh start and see what you can do somewhere else. And that sucks to hear. And it shouldn't suck to hear, because if he ain't going to play, what's the point anyway? You know what I mean? Most fans don't want to see him play anyway, but This is if he was my son, right? You got to go.
All right. So interesting game this week, to say the least. Interesting game of the week this week. Be sure to see. You'll see DG again coming up on Wednesday at 2:00.
We got to do it a different time, but
we got to change the time.
The game Fridays we got to leave on Wednesday.
You got to leave on Wednesday. Okay, yeah, so we'll adjust the time for dropping dimes this week. We'll announce the time change coming up. We'll keep you posted on that. We'll let you know. Coming up, we'll let you know on Twitter.
And Dimes family, I know some of y'all in here. I'm gonna rip Sam face-offs on Dimes because it was a conversation we was having, and just wait for Dimes to hear about it. I couldn't rip your face off on here because the people in this, these fans, they didn't hear you attacking me like how you did on Dimes. So I gotta wait till Dimes. No, I'm ripping your face off. We ain't gonna talk about it right now.
Okay, all right.
I'm gonna get him. So, and I'm just telling you, a lot of the Dons family, they was waiting on it. They was tweeting me. They said, you gonna kill him? I can't kill him on Monday Morning Quarterback because he ain't saying on Monday Morning Quarterback. We gotta wait till Dimes. So you want to see me rip Sam's face off on Dimes, and he gonna try to defend himself and blah, blah, blah. And you want to see me rip his face off like I should? Dimes family, make sure you're there. We Sam gonna announce the time, and yeah, we go, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him.
All right. We got to get out of here, folks. We will see you tomorrow on the Michigan Insider, Wednesday on Dimes. Thanks for watching. We'll see you.